So this is a story about You've Got a Friend in Me. And how it begins is with me and Amelia, who is right here with me, and her journey to advocacy. And so let me start off with saying a couple of things about how we met. So how we met is that the state agency where I was working at the time, we were having a big outreach, community outreach event at a community center. And we invited lots of people and we had lots of great speakers. Some were from the university program, some were just in the disability field. And we widely spread the word about this event. Of course, we had all these food donations. And so we had a huge spread of food and cake and lots of festivities, and it was awesome. And so what happened is we were inviting a lot of self-advocates, potential self-advocates, and their family members and community members. And that's where I met Amelia. I was a deputy director of the state agency at the time, and I was going around welcoming people to the event. And I came across this table, and there was this young lady, and her mother, it appeared to be her mother. Sure enough, it was Amelia and her mom. And so that's when I met Amelia. So Amelia, do you want to take it from there as far as what happened next?
Sure. So, like Barbara said, I'm Amelia, and we met several years ago at the event that Barbara was speaking about, and sparked interest in the academy, and kind of just taken off from there. I like to think of my journey as the cycle of a tree. The seedling being my interaction with Barbara at the event hosted by the state agency, and the blossoms and leaves as what I'm currently doing, the leadership roles and such that I'm currently in with all the different groups that I'm involved in.
That's pretty cool, Amelia. You know, what I was thinking is like the leaves and the flowers on the trees is kind of like the fruit of the trees, right? It's like the tree was planted on ground, and part of the ground that the tree was planted on was actually this event where you had some sparked interest, and then some roots started growing, right? So one of the roots of your foundation on your journey to advocacy was this whole thing about Advocate Leadership Academy. And so you had some sparked interest, and then you came to the academy as a fellow, right? A fellow.
Yep.
What is a fellow?
A student. Yeah, I started with a fellow. We paired with a team leader, which is a mentor, and completed the program, graduated, and went back the following session as a team leader, and shared my knowledge with incoming fellows. And
so one of the roots was the Advocate Leadership Academy, and there you became a fellow, which was a student, and you went to the academy session, and then you liked it so much that you wanted to become a team leader, which when you were a fellow, you had a team leader, right? Yeah, I was your team leader and you were the fellow. And so during that, you actually start to get to know each other pretty good, huh? And we found we have several things in common. I remember recommending to you to really think about actually becoming a team leader, because I saw you as the team leader at the time, these traits that you had, very organized. You're also very concerned and compassionate for each person, and just able to follow along with the academy program. And I felt like you had major leadership inside of you. And so that's why I suggested to apply to be a team leader. You did. And then you were a team leader for the academy more than once.
Yeah,
How many times were you a team leader?
twice, I think.
As a team leader, then you became like a mentor to the fellows. So
Yeah,
I think it was kind of cool, because really friendship is about appreciating each person as an equal, right?
yes,
And so we're like equals. And then also, a friend actually helps somebody to see their strengths and maybe some areas of where to support, or to encourage to move a little bit further into. And so you did that kind of thing as a team leader as well with your fellows. And you were able to get to know your fellows, and actually found other common interests with them, right?
yeah. And I feel like once I became the team leader, that's when my leadership and stuff started really blossoming. And um, through the academy, um, the branches reached out to different other other disability and advocacy related programs, self-advocacy groups, and
Yeah.
um,
Well, so part of the Advocate Leadership Academy is we have a session where you get to meet all these other self-advocacy resources in the state, like People First, ARC New Mexico, University Center for Development Disability, and the autism programs over there, and all these other parents reaching out, all these other programs that are available if you want to continue.
New Mexico Allies.
New Mexico Allies, which we're part of. And that's another route, isn't it, as well?
Yep.
And so, as well as several other things. The academy actually became a place where you found a lot of information about the future leadership opportunities for you. Actually, New Mexico Land was part of that as well, right?
I believe so. And I'm not as a student, but I've done several disability presentations as an advocate trainer. I was a student and graduate of the Partners of Policymaking.
So these programs have really helped you along the way with your journey.
Yep. Even the Young Adult Compass program through the university.
So the tree analogy that you're using, so you've got several roots planted, and then the tree is getting bigger and bigger, and then you start having some leaves and some flowers, and then eventually fruit. So with the fruit, now you're an officer position with the People First.
I'm the vice president of the Albuquerque People First.
And you've been doing that for a while, right?
Yep, I've been doing it for several years.
Wow, nice.
Yep, and I'm also a officer of New Mexico Allies. So I'm the vice president,
right?
President elect.
Became interested in New Mexico Allies and started attending the stakeholder meetings.
Yep.
For a long time, they've been Zoom because of what happened with the pandemic and everything. As a result of those, what happened on those Zooms?
I started extended or continued my friendship with Robert and met other individuals and family members of people with disabilities. Position opened up for vice president and applied, and now I'm the vice president.
You were elected,
elected in 2021, October 2021, to be the vice president slash president-elect of New Mexico Allies.
Oh, that is so exciting. So you've got a lot of fruit going on here.
Yep.
You've been now the vice president of People First of Albuquerque, which is also known as Wacky Wednesday, right?
Yep.
And so you've been helping Rowell, president there. So there's a big old piece of fruit. And then you've got another piece of fruit with New Mexico Allies, in that you became a board member and then you actually were elected. You put your name in for vice president slash president-elect, which is a big job coming up, especially in less than a few years, because you'll then become president of New Mexico Allies, which has been around since 2011, I think it's been. So anyway, it's pretty exciting. You got that fruit going on there. And then somewhere along the way, you also became an advocate leader as a trainer.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? You and Wendy became friends, right?
Yeah.
Through People First, because she supports the People First group. And so again, you got connected with her, and she saw how well you did in presenting and facilitating with the People First meetings. And as a result, also, you did several New Mexico Ally conference presentations with me and so forth at, say, the ARC New Mexico slash statewide self-advocacy summit. You did several presentations that we recorded and so forth, and you were on live Zoom with us. And so when you really started seeing that you had a lot of abilities as a trainer, and so then she recruited you and asked you if you'd want to be a trainer for this Alabama contract that she had for 40 hours of training. Yeah, how was that experience?
It was amazing. It was a lot of work. It was a good group of us that did the training, helped with the training.
Wow.
And I think Rowell might have been part of some of those.
Yeah, probably. So you became a group of advocate trainers that are really from statewide and were actually training other self-advocates and advocates out of state.
Yeah.
And so, and you're hoping to get that going a little bit even more.
I mean, we've even done some in-state.
Yeah. Right now you've got a tree that's grown tall, able to sustain the winds of a pandemic, right? And multiple things, and also even, personal injury and so forth. And now you've got all this lovely fruit hanging from the tree.
Another fruit that we haven't mentioned yet is the New Mexico advocate leaders. And they started out as statewide People First, and then developed to New Mexico advocate leaders. So it's leaders from all the different chapters around New Mexico with People First that myself and Wendy kind of helped get some of the other chapters restarted, I think, or either restarted or from the ground up with watered again. And not just People First leaders. Probably you're part of that meeting.
Yes.
Several other staff members from your agency are part of it. And so it's all of the leaders of the different like allies, People First, the academy, get together and collaborate and brainstorm and support each other.
Yeah. So that's another piece of fruit that's coming together as well, that can help sustain what's happened for you, your experience. I'm just so proud of you, Amelia, for sticking with us, and look at the results. They were just awesome. Isn't it just interesting to you that through it all, you've got a friend in me sort of thing, because of the fact that because of these opportunities, we've been able to get to know each other, encourage each other, and, be part of each other's lives. I mean, also
Yep.
we've been, you were part of the Patty O'Flynn.
Yeah.
You were one of the first people that said, yeah, I want to take Patty at my house and have Patty visit. And that was during COVID. And so
Yeah.
you
That
took,
was a fun experience. I
yeah,
meet some often as I'm scrolling through pictures or my screensaver, I'll see a picture of him pop up.
yeah, that's so great. And so if, people haven't seen your video, they could go to the Allies YouTube channel and look up the Patty O'Flynn a video with Amelia. Thanks for your time to share about how friendship has really helped your journey to advocacy.